Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week. This is for the rest of 2025. So this is the next 6 months, June through December. You have this butterfly spirit that says transformation is beautiful. You also have this card that says electric eel, bring your ideas to life. And yeah, the second half of the year should be pretty good for you here, Scorpio. We'll see what comes up. But, again, the benefit for the water signs is that Jupiter is moving into Cancer. So, obviously Cancer trines the water signs, the other two, you in Pisces. So you're going to get a little bit of a boost from that energy. And not only that, Jupiter really loves to be in Cancer. So, it's definitely a good place for it to be. And again, I think this is going to lead to a very nice summer and probably next 18 months for all water signs where things can get better, things can improve, and I would take advantage of it. And damn, Scorpio, this definitely looks very good. So I definitely feel things are improving. You have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like a little bit of a need to get started. Knight of Pentacles, I don't hate the Knight of Pentacles, but the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot that isn't making a move. He needs to plant seeds in this field behind him. And if he does that, those seeds will grow. So I think for a lot of you, that this could be about kind of like getting your seeds to grow in your life. And, that's what I would be working on here with the Knight of Pentacles, is getting your seeds to grow. But he's the only knight in the tarot that isn't making a move. The interesting thing is we have a lot of growth right here. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is about using a specific skill to gain abundance. She's the card of gratitude and luxuries, but she has these grapes behind her, and grapes in the tarot represent something that's difficult for most people to do, but you can do well. So it says you have a skill that could literally make you money or, abundance in some way, and you could be using that skill. You have the Eight of Pentacles right next to it. So the Eight of Pentacles is just like straightforward, diligent work. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. So definitely very good for money. You have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, card of expansion. I literally said to Cancer that I thought all three water signs would probably get this because, again, Jupiter being in a water sign is asking all water signs to expand. So, I would say that anything you can do to take up more space, to put yourself out into the world. You have the Sun card as well. The Sun card is all about capturing attention. And so we can use attention for anything. We can get attention for love. We can get attention on the work that we do. We can get attention on our business, pretty much anything. But it's definitely going to be a time for you to take up more space. The Three of Wands, sometimes I feel he needs to get on these boats as well. The Three of Wands can represent your ships coming in. And there's clearly a lot of results that could be coming in for you here. But the Three of Wands is also about getting on those boats and going on an adventure, doing things you've never done before, which is going to be critically important for fixed signs, you being one of them. I say this to you all the time. I don't say it to you all the time for fun. I need to hear it too. That's really why I say it, because I need to remind myself, because it's true for everyone, but just extra true for the fixed signs, that they need to step into the unknown and do things they've never done before. You have the Seven of Cups here. Seven of Cups is a little bit of a dreamy energy. One thing I will say is that around June 18th, we have Neptune will be squaring Jupiter, and I don't really think it's bad. I think that Neptune squaring Jupiter is asking the water signs, like, do you really want this? I know that's a very general statement, but Seven of Cups could be anything that you're dreaming about. And so it's not like a bad thing, but, there could be a moment where if you're dreaming of something you want, it could be like a moment of doubt. It could be a challenge that pops up. It could be, pretty much anything. And I feel like the Seven of Cups, it's not really asking you to give an answer either. I think it's just saying, to think about it. If you're dreaming of creating something, I think you need to ask yourself, like, do I really want this? Or, could I do something else? Or, is this really going to fulfill me? It's really just about asking the questions. And it's it's not really a short transit, but, I think once we get to the end of June, that it's just not going to be an issue. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands. Yes, it's like no movement to fast movement, These two are like total opposites, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is very like fast, spontaneous, willing to go on adventures. I feel like embracing that energy for you and being open to adventure would be extremely beneficial, Scorpio. Probably will lead to a lot of success. With the Three of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands. I think Scorpio definitely needs to lighten the load. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you always get the Ten of Wands with me, and I'm like always saying that you have to look at your responsibilities. I'm pretty sure that's you. And I really feel that you could finally be closing the need to do that out. Like you could finally be releasing some of these extra responsibilities, or if you're carrying the burdens of other people, or if you're carrying the problems of other people, you could finally be saying, no, no more. I'm over this. I'm done with this. I need to do something different. And so I think the Ten of Wands is about looking at those things that kind of hold you back or slow you down and eliminating those things. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Sun. Damn. So you have the Sun twice, which is amazing. The Sun, again, is your attention. The Sun makes the whole entire reading more positive. And the Sun is like joy, happiness, peace, love, good feelings. So it could be a very happy time for you this summer, the rest of the year, and probably longer. Like I said, Jupiter will be in Cancer for like 18 months or so. So, probably for longer. And I think this is about focusing on happiness. I also think it's about capturing attention. I think all water signs need to get attention. I've been saying for years now, water signs are like the leaders of the future. Water signs are the people that will have the answers to whatever. But the problem is water signs have to believe it. Water signs have to believe that they are right. And again, I think that you could be capturing attention by believing that you are right. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this ultimate fulfillment card. It says you are now entering a time of peace, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. You have the Soul Family card. It says prepare to meet those who share a similar frequency level as you. Damn, really good. So definitely, there's a big ass sun on that ultimate fulfillment card. So definitely could be a ton of fulfillment with the sun. The Soul Family card, I think this is what Scorpio has been working on for a long time, is like really finding those people who support you, who lift you up, and getting rid of the rest, and making sure that you're not allowing people who drag you down. This has probably come through the form of a challenge for you, Scorpio, over the past several years. Maybe you've had a job that you can't really leave, but maybe the people drag you down. It could just be a group of people that you have to be around for whatever reason that drag you down. And it's like now you can finally set yourself free, Ten of Wands, from that situation. And that's really what I would be focusing on if I were you, is like Ten of Wands isn't about removing all of the burdens. Ten of Wands is about removing the burdens that aren't yours, right? And because, in life, burdens are not a bad thing, right? Sometimes things that burden us lead to our greatest success. So, not all burdens are bad. It's just when we're carrying other people's BS that it becomes a problem. And so I think this is encouraging you to, find those people who lighten the load, right? There are people who can help us with our burdens. And, that could be your soul family. You have the Four of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Four of Wands is a card of marriage. Some of you, if you have a person, could be marrying that person. That's definitely popping into my head. It's not really a love reading. I'll say that. So, but that doesn't mean you won't have love. The summer is actually amazing for water signs for love. So I think it's a really great time for water signs to find a person. But I also I don't know. I don't know, Scorpio. When I don't know something, I just say it. I expected these readings to be full of love, for sure. And they're not. They haven't been. But there's nothing really wrong with that. It's like the thing about the Eight of Pentacles sometimes, I think, is that the Eight of Pentacles in a reading, I think, can say that the person I'm reading for has found something that's working. And sometimes I think when we find something that works in work or business or some other area of life, that's all we want to do, right? And so it could just be saying that you are committing to work right here, going this way, right? And so some of you, it's like maybe you're just committing to something that's creating more freedom. The Four of Wands is truly the card of freedom in the tarot, and the Eight of Pentacles would just be putting in the work to create more freedom. And it's like, is that a bad thing? Hell no. If you have more freedom in life, then you will have love. You will have the other things you want if what you're doing is creating, a certain level of freedom. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is like independence. So again, I think it could be a very independent time for you. Also a great card for abundance. It's a card of gratitude and luxuries. I kind of feel this is something you've earned here, Scorpio, because of the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is always something we've earned as well. He has been putting in straightforward, diligent work. So he has worked for the result. And the Nine of Pentacles would be like the reward. So I think a lot of you could be getting rewards for work that you've already done. Again, the grapes on the card say that you could be getting rewards for something that you're good at. So if you have a certain skill, or with the Sun card, I would be highlighting your skills. Like, can you make your skills bigger? Can you put them out there in a bigger way to get more attention? And that's what I would be doing with the Nine of Pentacles, is putting your skills out there in a bigger way so that you can get more attention, because it'll probably be a good thing. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles can be like an offer or an opportunity that's coming in for you. So the Ace of Pentacles can be more money, could be more success that's coming in for you as well. Ace of Pentacles is always like a big opportunity that is coming in. Now, the thing with the Ace of Pentacles is we have to get it to grow. There's a garden at the front of the Ace of Pentacles. So we have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight, give it attention. And if you're getting any opportunities over the next 6 months, which I would say the opportunity is probably coming in now, like June, July, early summer type energy here, I feel that these opportunities could be things that grow. And I do think that is something that water signs will notice this year. Is that, in the past, I think water signs have been doing things that really go nowhere, or it's like, yeah, maybe they produce a result, but it doesn't really last. And I think that one thing water signs are working on, especially you, Scorpio, is permanence, like something that is built to last. And so a lot of you could be doing that with the Ace of Pentacles. Here you go. With the Four of Wands, you have the Empress. Definitely shining. You are definitely glowing at this time. The Empress says you're very attractive at this time, so if you do want love, I would definitely be putting yourself out there. But the Empress is a ton of abundance, and this is a very abundant reading. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. Yes, I think when we build something great in life, we want to protect it, right? And so the Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. The Nine of Wands, though, is kind of like a card of protection. You have it twice showing up in this reading as well. And, it's about putting up boundaries. So some of you, if you are building a certain level of success, you might be trying to protect it or put boundaries up against it. Again, we go up here like this to the Nine of Wands. So there's clearly something that you're trying to protect. I really don't think it's a problem or an issue. I think that it's probably a good thing that you are protecting your success. It's almost like giving me the vibes here, Scorpio, that you're being a little bit more mysterious, but again, not in a bad way. I think this is in a good way. It's like sometimes, a person can be too mysterious and they aren't open, right? I think you are being more mysterious in life in the sense, Scorpio already is very mysterious, but I think you're being more mysterious in the sense that you're not sharing everything with people and you're kind of like keeping some things to yourself, which it looks to me like it's a good thing. With the Ace of Pentacles, yes, you have the Knight of Swords. Normally, I don't like the Knight of Swords because he's rushing, he's being too hasty, but I actually feel pretty good about it here because we go to the Eight of Pentacles to the Ace of Swords, which is like a big victory. Again, sometimes I think we discover something where we just know that it's going to work. And, that's really what this looks like for me, for you, Scorpio, in this reading, is that you could be discovering something like in work or business that is just going to work. Like it's just the right thing to be doing. And it just feels right as well, going this way. I really can't explain it, but, again, sometimes I think we fall into something that just works for us, and that's it. Like this channel. I fell into this channel, right? This was never part of my plan in life to have a tarot channel, but it just happened. It just happened, right? I just fell into it. And that's what I feel like is happening for you here, is it's like almost like you're just falling into something. That's the best way I can describe it. I think it's good, not a bad thing. Next, in the area messages from your future self, you have this leadership card and this standstill card. I think you are taking the lead in your life. I mean, we have too much stuff here that really would represent independence. Sun, the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of needing to take the lead. So if things have been stuck with that standstill card, or if you've been on a standstill, I think you are taking the lead to move forward, which is good. You have the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. The Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. I do think a lot of you have been very wounded. Out of all the water signs, I think recently, over the past several years, Scorpio has had some pain points, more than the other two. And the Nine of Wands is about persevering, pushing forward. The Ace of Swords it's not really a card of perseverance, but it kind of is, because the sword is above those mountains on the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords can represent fortitude or inner strength, and it can represent overcoming obstacles. So a lot of you maybe you're seeing the benefits of what you went through. It's like you're seeing that it made you stronger, or you're seeing that it is helping you in some way in the future, which is good. You have the Eight of Pentacles, probably my favorite card for you here in this reading. You have amazing cards, but I don't know, I just feel really good about this Eight of Pentacles. It just seems to me, like I said, that you are almost like falling into something. It's like something is kind of being almost put in your lap, and it's something that you're probably going to be working on. So this could be work related, but again, even if you're retired, it doesn't matter. This could be anything. It could be something personal. It could be about your health or your wellness or your spirituality, but it seems to me like you're really putting in the work into something and you're focusing on it. The Ace of Swords, which we go up to from this card, is a card of great focus. The Ace of Swords is my card of laser-like focus, really focusing in on one thing to make it happen. And the Eight of Pentacles is like straightforward, diligent work. So it's like you're putting in the work into one thing to, create a result in your life. And I feel like this is going to be very good. You have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores. So Six of Swords can say you're leaving the choppy waters behind. I definitely feel like you're leaving something behind. This woman and the child in the boat, they are completely letting go of the past. They're bringing nothing with them but the clothing on their back. And they're doing this for the hopes of a brighter future. You have the Sun twice. The Sun is definitely a brighter future. So whatever you are moving on from is probably leading you towards a big benefit. This guy here, he's meant to represent a guide, and he is a person who goes back and forth between the choppy waters. So a lot of you are like being guided at this time, or I feel like you're feeling that pull towards the other side, which obviously could be a good thing. With the Nine of Wands, you cannot make this up. You have the Strength card. I literally said strength and fortitude on the Nine of Wands. I was talking about the Ace of Swords. I just felt like the Nine of Wands there, it's not really giving me Nine of Wands energy. Like that's what I said when we were talking about that card is not necessarily what the Nine of Wands represents. But, definitely what I was feeling is like strength, is that you have developed these skills of strength. And I feel like you are being seen as being very strong as well. You have the Empress and the Sun right here connected to the Strength card. The Strength card is a display of strength. Like I always say, who in the right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth? The answer is nobody. So I feel that, and she is displaying her strength. People are seeing her do something that is very hard. So again, there could be like a lot of credit or a lot of attention coming in for you because of the hard work that you've done or that you are doing. And people could really be seeing your strength. With the Eight of Pentacles, dang, yes, you have the Ten of Pentacles, love it. Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want and desire in your life. And, Ten of Pentacles is something we will work on forever, as I always say. Ten of Pentacles doesn't just magically happen. It's building, leaving a legacy, which takes a lifetime. But, again, I always tell people, to me, this is a worthy goal. To me, do we ever get everything? Probably not. But, I think working towards it, your life will be a lot better, if you do the things you need to do to, build everything you want and desire. So a lot of you could be doing that with the Ten of Pentacles. But Ten of Pentacles also like wealth. So a lot of you could be building a lot of wealth here. With the Six of Swords, you have the Five of Swords, definitely leaving something behind. I mean, there's no doubt about it that you have been dealing with issues with something that you don't want to be doing. I use the example of like a job where maybe the people are dragging you down earlier. I kind of feel good about this though, because I feel like you are walking away from, whatever that is in your life that's been holding you back or dragging you down. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Experiment card. It says, when you find yourself feeling indecisive about which direction to go, don't be afraid to experiment with multiple options to figure out what works for you. Yes, Pluto and Aquarius. Really everyone needs to do that. You have this Promotion card. It says, elevated earnings come hand in hand with heightened responsibilities. Yes, we talked about responsibilities with the Ten of Wands, or burdens is what I said. But, the Ten of Wands isn't about releasing all burdens. It's about focusing on the important ones. So a lot of you, it's almost like you're giving yourself a promotion here. Although, if you have a job or a career, there definitely is promotion energy in this reading because there's so much attention with the Sun, the Empress, Nine of Pentacles even. These are very good cards. So you definitely could be leveling up. But I think it's a great time for experimenting. You have the Ace of Swords, the Sun, and the Seven of Wands. The Ace of Swords is a victory or quick success coming in for you. So I definitely feel there could be some sort of victory or success coming in for you with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is also like laser-like focus. So I think being more focused on things that you want to create or that you want to have will be very important with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is also overcoming an obstacle, and I definitely feel a lot of you could be overcoming certain obstacles that have been in your way for a very long period of time. And so, yeah, it just feels like a big win to me here, Scorpio, that you could be having. You have the Sun, best card in the deck, and definitely could be a lot of attention and happiness coming in for you. I would be more playful. You know, the Sun, this is your inner child, and we have this wall back here, and the wall is the wall we all put up against our inner child. So with the Sun, we have to be more playful, we have to do more fun things, we have to put ourselves out there more, we have to step into the light. So, you know, I think all that would be good for Scorpio. You have the Seven of Wands, a lot of boundaries. The other two water signs also had the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands, so, you know, it could just be a good time for water signs to put up boundaries. You know, the thing, what I feel is that things could be going well for water signs, and so it's like you're like a magnet for people who, where things are not going well, right? And so I'm not saying you have to be mean to people or anything like that, but, you know, again, I would avoid people whose life is a mess, and I would put up those boundaries just so that they don't make your life a mess. With the Ace of Swords, you have the World. Yeah, really good reading. Definitely could be some accomplishments, like finally getting some accomplishments here, Scorpio. Something that you've been working on for a long time. I also, like I said, it's almost like something is like falling into your lap here, like an idea for like a job, a business, career, whatever. Or, you know, it could just be work on yourself or something you're working on. And whatever it is, looks like a victory to me. With the Sun, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles in the good stuff would say that you are coming out of the cold. It would say you are stepping into the light. So the Five of Pentacles is a card of focusing on your weaknesses when you need to focus on your strengths. But again, coming up in the good stuff, this would say that you are highlighting your strengths now, that you are focusing on the things that are truly important. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Lovers. Pretty good. Like I said, not really a love reading, but there definitely could be love because the summer is very good for love. And so if you are attracting love, the Seven of Wands kind of would represent attracting something that you are going to want to protect, right? So with the Seven of Wands, we have to put boundaries up against something. Like if you're attracting something valuable, protect it. Plain and simple. You have this gavel card. It says involvement with the law. I kind of feel like there's justice coming in for you. There's something about this summer and like justice that has been popping into my head. And, you know, the other two water signs both had justice. You don't have it, but you do have this card. So, you know, if there is a need for justice in your life, or if there's something that requires justice, you definitely could be getting justice. You have this tankard. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Definitely could be more fun this summer. I mean, it's a very good reading. Sun twice. Ten of Pentacles, Empress, Four of Wands. You know, these are all cards of celebration, so there could be a lot of reasons for you to celebrate. You have this crib. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Yes, Empress. Empress is about committing to the birth. You know, Empress in the Four of Wands, right? The Four of Wands is like the commitment you're making to birthing something new. The Four of Wands is a card of freedom, but we have to cross through this threshold. We have to finish something. You know, this is a finish line card. We have to end one thing, go to the other side so that we can have the celebration. The Empress is saying you have to birth this, right? And you also have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords can sometimes say you have to cut one thing out so that you can have something better. So you have to like commit to the birth of something new is what I feel like this is saying. You have this claw card that says, be careful, do not take risks. Like I say to everyone, until like 2033, we have to take risks. But there's a certain type of risk that we should all be taking, which is the risk of attention. So I would say, like, don't take uncalculated risks, right? So I would avoid all risk except for attention. And what I mean by that is, you know, saying something and taking the risk of people calling you stupid, speaking up at work and saying things at a meeting where, you know, they could call you stupid or say that you're wrong, sharing your thoughts, public speaking. You know, those are the types of risks we should be taking. We shouldn't be taking risks on things that are going to actually physically hurt us, right? And I feel like that's what this card is saying. you have this amazing card. It says Mountain Road. It says you are on the road to success. And clearly, this is a very successful reading here, Scorpio. So there could be a lot of success coming in for you. But this looks amazing. I love this. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your next 6 months.